When I met my horse, I had already been teaching martial arts for almost 20 years. And I was pretty good too. Probably wasn't as good as I thought, but I was pretty good. And I had learned to teach in a certain way. And, I was very good at analyzing what we were going to do. I could make lesson plans. I could make skill progressions. I could plan out, given a lesson, step by step. I was good at syllabi and course outlines and all that stuff. I was very, very well organized. And so when I met my horse and we got together, I naturally started to apply that to this situation. That led to a lot of frustration on my part because apparently my horse refused to read my syllabus. He didn't give a damn about my lesson plan. I might go to the barn and say, okay, we're going to do this today. And you know what? He was not going to work on that today. He wanted to work on something else. So it got to the point where I finally figured out I could go to the barn and have a wrestling match with this horse every day. Or I could go there with an open mind and just figure out what we we're going to work on today. So it took a while for this to sink in. I'm a little bit slow at times, but I realized this is what I had to do with my human students too. My horse radically changed my approach to teaching. Radically. All those lesson plans and syllabi and blah, blah, blah went right in the circular file. And what I had to do was approach each lesson as a fresh thing. Doesn't matter what we did yesterday or last week. Doesn't matter what I want to do tomorrow or what I plan to do today. What is it that we need to work on right now? What do we need to work on right now? What do we best work on right now? And I find that out by starting with the simplest thing possible and see how that goes. If that goes well, we'll try the next thing. If that goes well, we'll try the next thing. And we'll keep trying things, and as long as it goes well, we keep going. And when we get to the thing that doesn't go well, that's what we work on. And it doesn't matter what it is. So once I started doing this with my human students, everything got so much better. They made so much more progress in such a shorter amount of time. I felt like I should track down all my previous students and give them refunds for all the lessons and the time I wasted of theirs, So if I'm any good as a teacher now, part of it, certainly thank you to the people who taught me how to teach, but they didn't teach me this part. My horse taught me this part, and that's the part that has made me a better teacher. So there are a couple of specific things that my horse taught me about teaching. And I guess you could say you can't always get what you want. St. Mick said that. You can't always get what you want. So what happens when you don't get what you want? What I mean is when you ask your horse, your student, you ask your horse to do something and you don't get what you ask for. Why not? And I find that there are three basic reasons when I don't get what I ask for. Number one is they don't understand what I'm asking. Number two is they can't do what I'm asking. Number three is they don't want to do what I'm asking. So there are solutions to this problem. If you determine that they don't understand what you're asking for, if that's the reason, well, that's a communications problem. So slow down, explain, break it down, take it piece by piece, take it by the smallest possible increments, and then reassemble it. Help them make sense out of it so that they understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and so on. All right? So if it's a communication problem, that's the solution. If they can't do what you're asking, that's another possibility. That means either they don't know how to do it, or they don't have the capacity to do it. Right? That's two little bit different things. If someone doesn't know how to do a long jump, all right? They don't have the skill to do that. You could train them, you can slow it down, teach them the skill, and so on, right? But if they're in a wheelchair, they don't have the capacity to do a long jump. And if somebody doesn't have the capacity to do something, to keep demanding it of them is just cruel. So stop it. You have to know the nature of your student, of your horse, to what are they capable of doing. Don't ask them to do something that they're incapable of doing. That's just wrong. It'd be like somebody asking you to fly. Can't do it. So if they don't know how, you break it down. It's a lot like communication. You teach them how. If they don't have the capacity to do it, stop asking. Third possibility is they don't want to do what it is you're asking them to do. Okay? The solution to that is to figure out why don't they want to do what you're asking them to do. And 9 times out of 10, with horses or with humans, it's fear. There's something about it that they're afraid of. It means something to them. They've had an experience. Whatever it is, there's a reason they don't want to do it. And the solution is not to force them to do it anyway. The solution is to find out why they don't want to do it and help them to eradicate that fear from themselves. So I find that those 3 things and those 3 solutions work just as well with humans as with horses. And you can thank my horse for that.